There's a lot of people online, yeah, talking about like how shit is meant to be, and like a lot of young men talking about what it's like to be a man and the power within you, and if you're lonely, watch this, and if you're depressed, watch this, and it's great. It's really great that that exists. That people are talking about this stuff. Here's the thing, though, man. I don't know anything. I don't know shit about shit. I don't know anything. But I have been through challenging times where I've had to help myself. But other than that, I don't know shit. I'm not here to tell anyone how stuff is. I don't know. I don't know. So look, in my last video, the one that's called "Nothing's Gonna Happen If You Just Do Nothing," something like that. What I'm trying to say really is that you are gonna be a loser if you believe you're a loser, and that's it. And nothing and no one else is gonna come and change that about you. If you don't feel good enough for anything, nothing's gonna happen to make that change except what you do to make that happen. You know, that's it. And I'm not someone who can talk with authority about many things. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know anything. But I am one of those people, one of those young people, one of those young guys, whatever, going through life right now and having to make decisions that I hate. Like, I know they're good for me long term, but I don't love them. I don't love putting in the work in the sense of it doesn't feel amazing. It's great when you've done it, but getting started and still making myself believe that I can do it and I should do it. These are all challenges every day, every day. Sometimes the win of the day is to just get up out of bed. That's just that's the truth, you know. That's how it is. Sometimes that's just the win of the day. So that's great. And if you've done that, that's amazing. Just tiny wins every day, tiny wins. You know what I mean? Just to get used to winning. Get used to the idea that you are capable and you are enough and you can do anything you want to do. Anything. Doesn't matter. And you can be that person who is just unapologetically yourself at all times. You can. Just because right now, at this present moment, if you feel like you can't walk out of the house and go interact with people and be the way that you really want to be, doesn't mean that you'll never achieve that. You just have to rethink the way that you think about it, reshape that kind of that mindset you have. Excuse me, need to blow my nose. Sorry. You don't think about it as I'm not that guy or I'm not that person or I can't be that person or I can't do this. It's just practice. Like I think I said in my last video, it's not that you can't do anything, you're just out of practice or you have none. So let's go and get some. You know, let's go and get some. We spend a lot of time being people that we are not in order to impress people, and it makes sense. We all do it, all of us. It makes sense because we want people to like us. But long term, it doesn't do us any good because long term, it just leads to this existential mess of who the fuck am I even? And often when you do that, you put so much of your identity onto the people you know, whether that's your friends, relationships you're in. And when those people go, especially like with relationships, let's say you're seeing someone and you put so much of your personality in them and the fact that and in that relationship you're in, that when they leave for whatever reason, you have nothing to fall back on, you have nothing to hold on to. Everything was them. Everything, for example, was your job. Everything was your friend group. But let's say you need to move somewhere far, far away for whatever reason. It can happen to anyone. You know, it happened to me. For whatever reason, you need to move. That's not a thing anymore. They're not there anymore. You might lose yourself because you don't have an understanding. We don't have an understanding of who we actually are. And that's a process. That's a long, long process. But the first step, I think, I mean, I don't know shit, right? But what I think is the first step is all of those thoughts in your head of all those negative things of I can't do this, or I am a certain way, which is negative, I'm a loser, I can't talk to da da da, I can't get this job, I can't, whatever it is. It's like I said in my last video, I just want to reiterate it, I think it's important, is listen to all of those negative thoughts. And with all those negative thoughts, you do the opposite. So I can't apply for that job. I'm not qualified for it. What you do is, if you think that, if you really believe that, what you do is, even if you don't believe it, you have to believe it, even if you don't believe it. Yeah? If that makes sense. What you do is, if you hear that thought, I can't do, the first thing you do is, you apply to that job like you are going to get it. You make a good resume, write a cover letter, and apply. That's it. The whole time, tell yourself the whole time, this is nonsense. Why am I doing this? It's fine, sure, but do it. It's not about what you think. It's not about what you say to yourself. Excuse me. Sorry. It's not about what you think or what you say to yourself. It's about what you do. That's it. You know. I used to run a lot, and it was great. And then I stopped for ages. I got runner's knee, or runner's knees, like hot knees, where your knees swell up and become inflamed, and I couldn't run for a while. And then XYZ happened, and I stopped running for ages. And I'm getting back into it now, and I hate going out for a run in the sense of, when you just start, you're out of breath, you hurt, it's painful, but you get to that 12, 15-minute mark, and adrenaline kicks in, you get the runner's high, and it's wonderful. And even afterward, it hurts. You might get cramp, you might need to stretch, and that's annoying. But the whole time, I think this is terrible. I remember the exercise, in the mental exercise I did, I thought would help me. I don't know if it did. I'm sure it did in some way. But when I got back into running a few weeks ago, whenever I went out to run, I'd say, I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this. I hate this. I want to die. I hate this. I want to die. But I'd still do it. You know, I would still do it. And I wouldn't let any of those thoughts affect my actual actions. I would try not to anyway. And I think through doing that as well, I realized that a lot of those thoughts are ridiculous. When you actually go and do something and you tell yourself all those thoughts, all those negative thoughts, you just start telling yourself them whilst you're doing the act. You realize, wait a minute, I'm doing this thing, and that's the point of the process. This is eventually going to turn into something positive, something long term. I'm going to feel better. You know what I mean? So you're not a certain type of way. You're not a loser. That's not set in stone. When I say loser, I mean, a lot of guys deep down within themselves, they do think that. You know, we all, I think, at some point in our lives at least, have had those moments where we just feel like we're a fucking bum, we're a loser, we have nothing to offer. We have nothing to offer ourselves, even. And it's not that you don't have anything to offer. It's not that you are a loser. It's that like I said, it's just that you are out of practice or you have none. And you just need practice. That's it. It's that simple. That's how this shit works. So, yeah.